In this day and age, pretty much everything we do requires electricity, from our dishwashers to our microwave ovens. And when you want a cup of tea in the morning, well, you need electricity too for your kettle. And heaven knows, if you want an iPhone, well, you can never be too far away from a charger. But how far away are we from the day we need to remember to plug in our cars? Well, not that far away it seems. We're already seeing the first fully electric vehicles on the roads here in Ireland. But as clever as they are, they're not going to be for everybody. They need proper infrastructure. And also, on a full charge, you're going to get about 160 kilometres. And charging, well, that can take quite a long time. Well, we think that Toyota have come up with a solution. This is the Prius plug-in hybrid. Now, you might remember that Toyota first introduced us to the idea of a hybrid back with the original Prius. Well, this is the third generation. When you sit inside the Toyota Prius plug-in hybrid, the first thing you notice is that everything looks pretty okay in here. Everything looks like you can use it properly. The layout is fine. I like this little toggle here for the gear change, reverse, neutral, drive, and B. I'll tell you about that a little bit later on. But the big difference is here is when you start this car, now have a listen to this, okay? Foot on the brake and press the power button. The car is now ready to drive. There's no engine noise because we're totally on EV power. And when you take off, we simply go into drive. And when we take off, well, we're totally on electric power. There's no noise. And that is a weird, weird thing. Fundamentally, this is the same as the other Prius. It's got a 1.8 litre engine up front, and it also has that electric motor which helps it along. So basically, it's working in tandem with each other, and it gives you less CO2 out the back and also gives you more MPG. But the difference with this Prius plug-in hybrid is that this one has some lithium-ion batteries in the back of it. Now, once you fully charge those, which takes about 90 minutes, you get 20 kilometres of driving on electric power alone. Now, when you've used all of the 20 kilometres or so of electric power in this car, it automatically reverts back to the hybrid engine up front. Now, it's absolutely seamless when it does that, and you never know the difference. Well, I've got a little bit of shopping I need to do, and I also want to get myself a cup of coffee. So I'm going to take this opportunity to fully charge my Prius as well, thanks to this little fellow just here. Well, the information we just got from the ESB, they've told us that to charge these lithium-ion batteries from empty will cost around 54 cents. Well, I've done my shopping, I've got my cup of coffee, and my Prius is good to go for another 20 kilometres purely on electric power. With a full charge in the batteries in the back of this car, I can drive up to 20 kilometres, or indeed it will power the car as long as I'm going less than 100 kilometres per hour. If I go over 100 kilometres an hour, the hybrid engine up front kicks in. Any new car you buy these days, you come to expect various things like air conditioning and electric windows. Well, the Prius hybrid plug-in has all of those. It has a sat-nav as well, which I think is a nice little bonus. Then on the console of this car just here, you've got the Eco mode and a Power mode button. What they do for you is if you choose the Eco mode, for instance, you'll save 30% in fuel. If you, however, choose the Power mode, you'll gain 25% more power. And it really is a simple touch of a button and that extra power is there. If you do need to put your foot down though, you can hear the 1.8 litre petrol engine kick into life. But it's all done seamlessly. You can expect the same performance as an equivalent petrol or diesel. 0 to 100 kilometres an hour takes just 11.4 seconds, and the top speed, well, that's 180 kilometres per hour. So with the lithium batteries in the back and the hybrid engine in front, what does that mean for fuel economy? What can you expect to get? Well, these are quite startling really. For 100 kilometres, this car will use just 2.6 litres of fuel. Now that to me, well, of course it means something, but I think to myself, what does it mean in old money? This is staggering. 108.6 miles per gallon. That's incredible. You can't buy the Prius plug-in hybrid just yet in Ireland, but you will be able in 2012. Now, I think it's going to be a perfect balance for those who want to dip their toe into electric technology, but still want to keep a petrol engine up front. Now, the pricing is not out yet, but you can expect it to be somewhere around 30,000, and that'll be including the government grants.